Hey everyone, I'm Casey Hollins, and you're watching the Sportsnet Digital Dose. We have a very special guest in the studio today. Mark McMorris is joining us. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And you just had a huge weekend at the X Games. Won the gold medal for slopestyle for the second year in a row, and you set a record too with the scoring. What are you feeling now after that weekend? You've had like a little bit of time to come down, a little bit off of it, but still pretty excited, I would imagine.
Yeah, you know, I had a lot more pressure going in this year, and I think there was a lot of people looking at me to just, you know, they're trying to beat me. People are trying to, you're the one they're trying to take down. And I think I just rode exactly the way I wanted to. I did everything I came there to do, and I really couldn't be happier with like the way everything went. So.
Well, yeah, gold medal, it doesn't get much better than that, right?
I guess not.
You also beat Shaun White, who, you know, everybody, when you think of snowboarding, slopestyle, super pipe, any of that stuff, people think of Shaun White, right? And I imagine, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I imagine that he was somebody that you watched when you were younger, and now you're beating him on the course. How does that feel?
For sure, I watched him as a kid, but now that I've been competing against him for like a number of years, you know, the first few times you're kind of like starstruck, you know. He's like a little bit bigger than snowboarding. But, you know, he's just another guy to beat, and he's just out there doing the same thing I am, and we go to the contest to win, and it's definitely cool competing against him, but now it's more I'm just there to ride for myself and do my thing.
You're right there on his level.
Yeah.
Are there any other athletes that you look up to or have inspired you a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously Travis Rice with all his movies. I really enjoy watching like snowboard films, you know, and Terry Hawkinson, who's more of like a legend in the sport and kind of brought it to where it is now. But yeah, there's lots of people that inspired me, and I'm trying to inspire a younger generation now.
Now, I know, still talking about the weekend and the X Games, the triple cork was something that you pulled off this weekend and something that you've been able to do and wow people with. Moving ahead, is there another trick that you are trying to work on, or something else that you might be able to whip out next year that's going to impress people?
Yeah, always progressing, always trying to learn new things. I actually, in the big air on Friday night, I ended up learning a new trick in the contest, and it was the first time it was ever done, was a cab triple cork 1440. So that was definitely... What
is that? Just because I don't know, and I'm assuming there are some people that are watching it.
Yeah, it's... You come in switch, which is with your opposite foot forward, backwards, I guess. And you do 3 flips with 4 full spins. So it's definitely hard to wrap your head around it. You'll have to watch it. It's kind of a wild thing to see and wild thing to do. So yeah, it was. There's always trying to progress and learn new things, and I think that just comes as more riding and the courses get better, the jumps get better. So trying to just push myself always.
Something that stuck out to me, obviously people know that you're Canadian because people have been watching, and very proud to have a Canadian winning and standing out at the X Games, but I noticed that you're from Saskatchewan, and I was born in Regina too, so, and like average snowboarder at best. So I'm wondering how somebody from the prairies gets into this and this becomes your entire life.
Yeah, I was lucky. I had tons of opportunities as a kid. I was able to go out to the mountains a lot. My parents were into winter sports, and then when I was 12, Team Saskatchewan started like their snowboard association. That gave us the opportunity to get out to Calgary Olympic Park almost every weekend, and they always had a good park, and I was really motivated, and when I had the opportunity to ride good terrain, I took advantage of it, and that's kind of where I took it from there. And now I travel the world with my best friends and ride the best snow in the world and do all these crazy contests. So it's amazing.
Where's your favorite place to ride?
Probably for powder, probably in Canada or Japan, and crowd-wise, in probably X Games is pretty wild. Yeah,
that's fair enough. I was watching some videos actually earlier, and I saw you doing some sort of trampoline training and things like that. But when you think of pro athletes, you think, you know, they're in the gym lifting weights and training like that. Is there anything that you do on a daily basis that you're training to do, or do you just put on the board and ride, and that's the practice, all the practice that you need?
No, I have to train. You know, our sport's extremely demanding on your body, and most of the training just goes into being less injury prone, for me at least, and obviously need some really strong legs to land everything and good stamina to keep it up throughout the whole run. But yeah, for sure I do some training, and I just train because I want to be able to snowboard when I'm old too, you know. So try and keep the body fit, and it definitely pays off for me, I think.
Do you have any sort of pre-game routines that you do, like any music that you listen to or anything like that? That you like superstitions or anything like that?
I don't know if I'd call the one a superstition, but every time before I drop in, like I'll click my bindings as tight as I can, but then he tells me to drop in, and I have to click a couple more times just to make sure it's tight. And I won't drop in unless I do that. And yeah, when I'm having a hard time finding motivation, I'll listen to music. Like at X Games, I'm pretty motivated. You know, it's the big one of the year, so I won't listen to music. But sometimes I listen hip hop and whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Anything that pumps you up?
Yeah, I'm into a lot of kind of music.
Anything specific come to mind?
Kind of two different kinds. I love hip hop and I love bluegrass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bluegrass. Well, you are from the prairies, so that makes sense. You're saying that you want to be able to board for a long time. Is it something that you see yourself doing forever? Or, I mean, it's not necessarily a career that takes you, you know, into old age. Is there something else that you could see yourself doing, and maybe in 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Yeah, for sure you can't snowboard at a professional level forever. I will do it till I can, and then I will continue to snowboard till the point where I cannot. But yeah, I've been involved in a lot of cool things. With all these accomplishments comes really neat opportunities. I'm an owner in a company that's starting, and I've just kind of been trying to get involved in a lot of stuff at a young age. So when I am done, I'll have lots going for me too. So
Lots to choose from?
yeah, that's the plan at least.
Could you see yourself doing anything right now? Like if you weren't snowboarding, do you know what you would be doing?
I don't know. I played a ton of hockey as a kid. I skated a lot as a kid, but I'm not really sure what I would be doing. Thank God for snowboarding.
Fair enough. Thanks so much for coming in, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
We are really looking forward to watching to see what you are going to do in the future. I know Canadians are pretty excited about it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, that's all the time that we've got, but check back in a little bit for another Sportsnet Digital Dose.